Hello, this is Grinstar, and I'm gonna do some cool AI tricks with FL Studio. Came out 2025 came out, and they added this thing called Gopher, which is funny because Gopher existed on the internet before. It was like a protocol before HTTP that was around that kind of did the same thing as HTTP, but it kind of went for the wayside. So it's funny that they called this Gopher. And you're right. There's some cool stuff you can actually do on this, like I feel I feel lazy. Create me a beat. And of course, it's going to hit it. It's going to do its magic. It's going to be a little slow, as I noticed. Like a couple, maybe up to 30 seconds to get back the response. And it's going to come back with a big, long spiel. If you use ChatGPT and Copilot, this stuff's the same thing. But it's got a RAG or a retrieval augmented generation or augmented generation. Basically, it goes and looks up data from FL Studio, like they have a manual or something that they inject into the prompt that you give, and it gives you the information. Or they train their fine tune their model or something, or trained it or something like that. I think it's like they probably use RAG with this, and it gives me some ideas on how to do it. And then be like, I'm ultra lazy. I want you to do it for me. Now, in the world of agents and AI and all these buzzwords things that are going on, I fully expected this to work. And kind of spoiler, it doesn't work. It just says I don't have access to it, and that's still correct. Say I can't directly create or send you a beat, but I can guide you through it, right? And it's gonna say the same stuff generally, and it's a bit slow. But overall, I mean, you would expect this. So you don't want things touching your device or coming through, or the agents coming through. I do expect in the next couple of years, when agents get mature, it'll happen, because it's already happening for code. There's coding agents. There's agents that work with your browser now, if you allow that. There's things that allow the AI to have the path to your computer and help you do things. So I do expect FL Studio to catch on, probably, if they got already this built in. Could be in the future. Not knowing anything about the future roadmap for FL Studio, nor caring. I just know where I'm in my job right now. I live, breathe, eat kind of AI as a developer in C#, well, now in Python, but I do this all the time, so I'm all in the AI agent space and stuff like that. So I know when it's possible, and I know what everybody's gravitating towards. So that makes this kind of easy for me to work with and kind of interact with. Now, one of the cool things you can do is something called the Music 21 format. Let me do a new chat here. Let me erase, and when you do that, you erase all the context. When the chat's going on, the AI has access to that entire chat, and it's kind of using that entire chat to work with you, to tell you answers and stuff like that. But when you clear it, it removes all the context and it starts over like you've not said anything. So in Music 1 format, give me an example dark wave melody. And what Music 21 format is a Python-based actually like a Python library that uses XML to express the music score. So kind of like MIDI does, the MIDI file format. And you can use Python. That's not the exact reason why you want to do this, because obviously you may or may not be a programmer. You may not understand it like I would. But what is cool is that if you can read the XML, it gives you a whole nother entryway into kind of like Scalar or these other instruments that do things for you. And as you can see, it's generating some code. This is usually in Python. This from import thing sort of gives it away. The fact that it doesn't have any semicolons, but down here is the bread and butter of why this is kind of cool. So this is suggesting an A4, a C5, an E5, a G4, an E4, and then a rest, and then E4, D4, C4, A4. So you can use those on your piano grid and get all those notes, and they're a quarter length. So it says in the thing that they're quarter length here, and they show you like that one's half, so that's was an eighth. So it gives you the timing, and then it gives you the rhythm, and it gives you the notes. You just have to kind of read between the lines, and it kind of helps you figure out, or kind of gives suggestions on how to, or what you want to do to create a melody. Like, I don't know dark wave, and basically if I would be listening to it and analyzing it and knowing all this, or going to find a video on it on how to make it, and hopefully they kind of do me. But I can sit here and query and ask it questions and give it some things, and it doesn't have to be in Music 21 format. But this is a good start. So let's do this again. So give me an example of a dark wave melody. See what it does. You can I've found you can ask it musical stuff, and it sometimes hallucinates, which means that it'll come up with some bad things. Mind you, an AI is built on patterns. It's a pattern recognition system. So basically, it's going to get trained on a lot of things, and it's including like music and books and stuff like that. And basically, it's going to repeat kind of what it gets trained on. So if somebody says the brown fox jumps or something like that, and you type in and you type in fox, and then the thing looks at the pattern and goes, oh, there's supposed to be brown in there. So it kind of fits the word in there, and that's kind of how it works. So when you interact with it, you think of, okay, well, obviously this came from somewhere. This came from an original source or something, maybe off of Reddit, or off of a textbook or something else like that gives an example. You can find a lot of things in there that it got trained off the internet because it has the documentation. But here's also another cool thing of doing this stuff now. You don't have to use Gopher for any of this. Actually, you can use Copilot or Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude or whatever LLM or AI that you have access to, the chat interface. Copilot, definitely the cheapest of the set, or Gemini, the cheapest of the set, or ChatGPT and Claude cost money to access. But realistically, you don't need to use Gopher if you want this functionality. Say you're in Bitwig, you don't want to buy Fruity Loops, FL Studio. You don't have to do it. You can actually put these in there. But FL Studio is, like I said, kind of trained into there to give you FL Studio type of advice. So the Copilot and all of those stuffs, they're not gonna necessarily know how to do it in FL Studio, but it's gonna give you, like, generally what I want is I want the melody here to be dark wave, and it gives me a whole lot of information over here of like this. So I can ask for a chord, I can ask for a melody, I can ask for a bass line, and it can give me some ideas, and it can give me some different things on what to do and how to do it and stuff like that, and act like if I were to ask a question on Reddit or something on there, or have somebody do a video. Well, the video is not interactive, so it's kind of a bad example. Maybe a teacher, maybe a really patient teacher, because you can ask the same question over and over and over again. So there's definite possibilities. You can hate it all you want, and it definitely lacks in a lot of places, and it definitely will take a long time to replace things. With like Suno and stuff like that. It does it for you, and it kind of generates it and makes it so that, you know, I don't want to do all the effort, and I don't want to do a lot of stuff. So let me try to type into words. The problem I have is I can't get the words out of my head to get what I need in there. let alone like trying to interfacing with a text-based thing. So half the battle is just trying to figure out what I'm hearing in my head versus how to explain it. But I can open up FL Studio, or I can open up Bitwig, and I can do it myself. Or I can, if I was an artist, I can draw it what's in my head. But if it'd be heck for me to describe it, especially describe it in a way that it got trained with a pattern. Mind you that with technology it all improves, and you got agents and stuff like that can help a little bit more. But for these days and times, I find it kind of interesting. It gets this far, but without the hallucinations and the problems of AI, it's just I don't see it taking over anytime soon. Not by a long shot. Not for at least another couple of years. Then maybe we have Skynet going or something like that. Who knows? But all right. Overall, pretty cool type of thing, and you got really cool little features or tips in here that you can sit there and ask questions to. Just like if I was going to ask a question on Reddit without getting shamed by Reddit saying, "Hey, go Google it for 5 seconds," which I would normally say whenever it's asked a programming question. Did you Google it? This one probably never answers. Did you Google it? That's the cool part. It sits there and tries to give you an answer, and it tries, and you just have to figure out to read between the lines on if that answer is fishy, and then you go Google, because at least it gives you enough information to go look it up where you haven't before. It has enough information for you to do things, and say like motifs. I would have not looked this up myself because I always forget, right? So it's helpful. It's useful. You can certainly roll your eyes. AIs and everything now, and it certainly is. But there are ultra helpful little things if you know how to take it and abuse it and work with it. Ultra helpful. Anyway, but that's it. I went and updated it, and I thought that this was, of course, when I heard it on the video of all the new features, I rolled my eyes too. I was like, oh yeah, AI, but playing around with it, it's still eye roll worthy. But there's some, like I said, it can help you out if you're like kind of stuck, and you need something to get in there. You can just type in and say, hey, I'm stuck. Can you help me, or something like that. Let's, it's getting kind of faster, I guess. Still taking a little bit of time. There you go. Okay, so say I have no music theory and I had no clue what the heck this is. So I can ask a follow-up question of, um, copy that, paste it. What is this? And it's gonna hopefully tell me all about the chords and what they are depending on the key and stuff like that. So it's gonna go into this long thing as soon as the internet catches up or something. Ultimately, it's like a music theory teacher in your pocket. So, I just don't understand why this would be bad, for being helpful and included into an application, because it's actually really really cool that it's in there and get into it as long as you can remember Gopher. And I don't understand why they just didn't do FLAI or something like that. But overall, ultra helpful if you needed the steps of advice to that you didn't understand music theory, and then all of a sudden you got a music theory teacher that tends to have for forgetfulness, or tends to tell you things that are not true every now and then. So that's what you got to be careful of, right? Is that it may lie. It may say it's a G major here instead of a G major down here or something like that. And it may be wrong depending on the key or something like that. So there's those problems, right? But I mean, any good human would kind of be forgetful and tell you stuff that's not right, anyways. I know I have a problem of telling stuff that's I misremember all the time. So, anyway, I hope you liked the video. It's been long. It's been talking only, and I realize it's not one of my usual stuff, but it's a cool little feature. I thought I'd talk about it and see and show it off what you could possibly do with it. So, anyway, let me know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you later.